The market bounces strongly off the lows as expected. Now we wait to see if this is a bullish rally or a bearish bounce. This is Invest with Jacob. All right, guys, so as expected, the market rallied heavily off the lows yesterday, moving up over 70 points and putting a bullish structure in place. However, the bulls still have some work to do to push it through the pivot up to our wave 3 target and then come back and hold support. Now, I'll get into that in just one second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the S&P 500. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, so as I mentioned, the market rallied into a bullish structure. We got it all the way up to the pivot and are now pulling back, which is pretty normal. We would expect the bulls to drive it through the pivot tomorrow up to 4,700, and that is best seen on the charts. So let's jump in and take a look. Okay, guys, so here we are on the 1 hour futures chart, and I've zoomed out just a little bit to give you a better perspective on where we're at in the overall count, as well as show you an adjustment I've made on the chart. So the adjustment I made was I did have this Roman numeral 3 here, over here at this peak, but it counts much better up here at the all-time highs with an ABC down to complete wave 4. As for the bigger picture, if you remember, guys, this Roman numeral 4, okay, is the 4th wave of the bigger wave 3. Okay, so that means we need to make the 5th wave up to complete the bigger wave 3. Then we would look at a bigger wave 4 down from there. Okay, so this 4, okay, is wave 4 of bigger wave 3, and now we're trying to build out wave 5 of that bigger wave 3. And in that wave 5, we have 1 in place here, 2 in place here, okay, and then we have to count all 5 waves of wave 3. So we got 1 up, 2 down, 3 up, 4 down, and then 5 up to the all-time highs. And that completes wave 3 of this wave 5 we're trying to build out, right? Then we get the big move down on Friday to complete wave 4. And now we have to complete wave 5 of this bigger wave here, this bigger wave 5. We're completing wave 5 of a bigger wave 5 that would complete all of bigger wave 3. Okay? So remember, this whole structure from this 4 all the way up to the top when we get there will be a bigger wave 5 that is online with this one. It would be a big Roman numeral 5 like this. Okay, and that would be up here, and that would complete all of bigger wave 3 because you have 5 waves up at that point. Okay, so this area from this 4 here up to the top will be wave 5 of this bigger wave 5. So it'll be a small Roman numeral 5 that completes this bigger Roman numeral 5 that completes the bigger wave 3. So that's where we're at in the count, okay? This move up, should it complete, would be the start. This would be wave 1, okay, where this 5 is, and we'll zoom in here and see this better. But this would be wave 1 of this wave 5 up, and then we would have a 2 pullback, 3 up, 4, and 5, okay? So that's where we're at in the bigger picture. So now let's zoom in and take a look at what happened today. Okay, guys, so here we are on the 5-minute futures chart now. We've zoomed in, and you can see the low here for Friday. And we bounced up strongly off that, creating a 5-wave structure up for wave 1. We created a zigzag sideways for 2. And then wave 1 of 3 moved up into the pivot. And we talk about the pivot quite often here. It is a target for wave 1 of 3. It's the 0.618 to 0.764 extensions of waves 1 and 2. So we have our extensions drawn on here. And it went up into the pivot perfectly. It did not push through. And now we're creating an A, B, C down. And we should be looking to push through the pivot in wave 3 of 3. Now, whether you want to call this a wave 1, 2, 3 or an ABC, the action should be the same. If this is the A wave up and the B wave down, the C wave should target the 1.0 extension at a minimum, which is 4685, and could push a little higher up to the 1236, which is 4700. Same thing goes for wave 3. We've got 1 up and 2 down. Now we have wave 1 of 3. And we're building out wave 2 of 3, and wave 3 of 3's targets. The most common target is the 1236 at 4700, and the second most common target is the 1.0 at 4685 here. So we should see a move through the pivot up to at least 4685. I still think 4700 overall, given the depth of the pullback, but we should see at least 4685, and then we will separate the bears from the bulls at one of these two levels. When this pulls back, the pivot becomes the ultimate tell. This should be strong support for a wave 3. So wave 4 of 3 should hold the pivot, okay? And that should be our support as long as it holds above the pivot, the bottom half of it here at 46.60, and then moves higher and takes out the wave 3 of 3 high. Okay, that's a very bullish structure and a very bullish sign for us. So what we're looking for today is we're looking for the market to push back up through the pivot, okay, up to at least 46.85, and I think 4700, and then we should see a pullback that tests the pivot, and as long as the pivot holds, it becomes a very bullish structure for us, and we point higher. And assuming we get wave one complete up toward the new all-time highs, at that point we target the 4900 region to complete wave 5 of the bigger wave 3. Okay, so our keys today are push through the pivot, and then on the pullback, hold the pivot for support. If it doesn't hold the pivot and breaks through back down under the pivot, then we are looking at a bigger C wave down. And what happens is this A over here would move down here as an A wave down. Okay, this B would move over here as a B wave bounce, and then you would see a bigger C wave down that could target as low as 4,400. All right, so the pivot is the key for today. We are watching to move through it and then hold it. Guys, if you like the information that I put out in this video and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to get in my Facebook group. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link and it will take you over to Facebook. Once you get over to Facebook, you do have to get approved to get in my group. And the only thing I ask, guys, is that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. So hit that subscribe button down below and get over to Facebook where you can get in my group, okay? Once you're in, here's how you get the most out of it. You hit this featured button right here in the middle and you scroll down to where it says documented trades. There you can see what we've been trading since I've started the channel and see exactly how we've done, which is very well. And if you scroll down just a little bit further, you'll see a link to my Slack channel. Now Slack is just a free chat channel and I'm on there all day answering all of your questions, giving out my buy and sell alerts, and giving real-time market updates. Okay, it's a great group of traders from the very beginner to the very experienced, and it is a great place to learn or improve your trading. So come on over and let's make some money together. All right, guys, key takeaways for today. We are looking to push back through this pivot here and break through 46.70. At that point, we should see at least 46.85, but I still think 4700 before we make a decision. And then we will separate the bulls from the bears. The next pullback from there will either hold this pivot, okay, and be bullish and bounce up towards the 47.25 area to complete wave 3 and ultimately to the all-time highs, or it will break back below this pivot, okay, and it won't hold, and we'll be looking at a larger C wave down to as low as 4,400. All right, guys, that is the market update for today. I will talk to you tomorrow.